Hi guys, how are you doing today? This is a video. I got a special request for this video, and this is an antidote to my reasons for reasons Canadians are now leaving Canada. This is an antidote to that. I am like sitting in the dying sun, the last rays of the sun in Canada. It's October, beginning of October, and today it's very sunny. It's nice, but we are soon going to see the sun fading away, and obviously my smile will also fade away after that. So I thought of making a video before I start becoming sad and depressed with all the snow around. Of course, I'm not always depressed with the snow. I love the snow. I love the snowfall, so it's not always depressing. But sometimes, yeah, after 3-4 months of being in the cold and that dull day with only clouds and no sun, you do get a little depressed. See, it's so hot now. I'm taking off my sweater. It's really hot now. So, to talk about the antidote of the what I said, I would like to discuss with you the reasons why you should come to Canada. The number one reason to all Indians now at this political scenario, I would say, बेटी बचाओ देश से बाहर ले जाओ, बेटी बचाओ. If you have a daughter, if you are a father of a daughter, bring them to Canada. This is something I would advise you. Just bring them to Canada. They will find real heaven and real. They will be so safe in Canada. They will be so happy in Canada, much more happier than in India or in any other places which are in the world which are ridden with violence. So that is one thing I would like to say. Like I was discussing with someone today, um, the thing is that people have a misconception uh, about Canadian culture, Western culture. They think that Western culture is very unorthodox and they're very liberal. No, absolutely not. In fact, people in Canada are much more orthodox and much more, like they are much more entwined with their own culture, much more than people in other parts of the world, because they have left their culture behind, and so when they come here, they would like to cling on to it. So they are much more not orthodox. They are much more conservative about their own culture. They like to hold on to their culture. So if you see a girl, if you see women dressing up in bikinis and shorts, and girls in summer over here are always in shorts and tank tops and that kind of thing. But people over here do not judge a woman or a girl dressing up like that. They do not judge them, and they don't think that dressing up like that essentially means they're of bad character, like the way it is thought in India. In India, if a girl dresses up in tank tops or shorts or wears something revealing, it is said that the girl is of bad character. It is not related. Which is why I always tell people in India, you don't have to educate your girls. Your girls are all educated enough. You have to educate your boys. Whoever is a parent of a boy, educate your boy how to respect a girl and not judge her by her clothes, or even if she's smoking, or if she's drinking. That's her personal choice. It's her habit. It's a bad habit. Even guys have bad habits. So a girl, if she's smoking and drinking, doesn't mean she's of loose character. That is a basic thing. I don't know why how long it will take for Indians to realize that. It will take probably another 100 years. That if a girl is smoking in public or drinking in public, it means she's a bad girl, or she's wearing a tank top and shorts or something. If she's dressed up in a sari, she's Sati Savitri. No. And what? Even if she's dressed up in a sari, you guys are raping her. So in a land where Sita is constantly burning, you are making Ram Mandir. You are hallowing Ram and burning his wife. So what can you expect for those kind of people? So you don't know how to respect. The next generation parents, I would advise you to teach your sons how to respect a woman, and despite her being whatever she is, respect her, see her what kind of a person she is. And that is exactly what you learn in Canada. When you come to Canada, you learn how a woman, first of all, there is no distinction whether you're a man or a woman. Nobody cares. There are some people who are not even any gender, they prefer to be called they, others. So they are proud of that. I do not subscribe to it much because I'm a very little backward generation. So I do not really, I find it okay. So, but there are people who constantly, who call themselves they, and not to be generalized, not to be judged as a man or a woman. So even if you're a man or a woman, it doesn't matter. So there's no question of looking at a woman because she's wearing revealing clothes. Nobody looks at you, nobody ogles at you like that. Even if they look interested, okay, they just look and look away. It's not like people are ogling at you or judging you for your clothes. That is the thing. And kids over here, like children over here, are very free. They go out together, they hang out together, they're going for drives together, they're going to live in a different city altogether. But even if they have a relationship or something, it's not dirty, it's very pure. It's very pure. So something very pure about relationships in this country. And it's not unsafe. There's no muck about it. Like, I remember hitting 4 men in my life, beating them up. One person was in a metro. I remember I was traveling in the metro, coming back from office, and I saw that man misbehaving with another woman in front of me. Now, when I started beating up that man, everybody in the metro thought the man was misbehaving with me, but he wasn't doing, unfortunately. So, and the girl who he was misbehaving with ran away. Okay, because she didn't want to. She was ashamed of the whole thing. And I beat him up so much. I threw him down on the floor, and I beat up that man so much. I really wanted to kick him, but my education and my culture stopped me, and I'm really angry at myself. Why did I not kick him at that time? So after that, the few men in the compartment, they gathered and they threw him out in the next station and stuff like that. And some people told me, "Madam, you shouldn't have beaten him up. You know, you will get into trouble." So what trouble? I'm here right now. Even today, I'm not getting. He was a bloody. Sorry, public. He was a lech, and he was in that. You know what? I don't know whether you women on my channel would know what men do in a crowded compartment. I don't want to say this on a channel, on a public platform, but you know, I'm sure some of the men knows also. So beating him up was the best thing I did in my whole life. I'm so proud of myself. Okay, then second time I beat a man up with an umbrella. Third time also, fourth time also, I beat up men with my umbrella. I used to carry my umbrella with me, because in all times, you know, in Calcutta it's either raining or it's sunny, too sunny, or raining too much. So we always had to carry the umbrella with us. So, sun is getting too much for me, so I'll stand like this and tell you the rest of the thing. So so beating up people I had been doing that for quite some time. It's okay. I'm very proud of myself for beating up people. But I suggest to the rest of the women who cannot come to Canada, please carry with yourself an umbrella to beat up men. And it's nothing new. It happened in my generation. It's going to happen in every generation. So it's nothing new. Okay, so that is the thing I wanted to tell you, that coming to Canada, that's the one thing, that it is a place, a heaven for children, only for girl children, but boys also. It's a heaven. Drugs are available everywhere, but it is how you bring up your child at home, and which like basically how you bring up your child at home that matters. And that way drugs are available everywhere in the world. So even in Canada it's not free of drugs. So as how you bring up your child, how you that all matters, whether he's going to become a drug addict, can become the drug addict or go astray any part of the world. That's not a country's fault. Okay, so that's one thing. Second thing about coming to Canada, good things about coming to Canada is the moment you land in Canada with a child or with your children, you start getting paid by the government. You get child support benefits, and that's about $300 to $400, which I know last. So that gets into your bank account just because you have a child, and that is still, the child is 18 years of age. So you don't have to worry about the child's education, because education is free. All you have to pay is for the stationery of the books and stationery, which was about $40 for my child. I don't know how much it is now, maybe $50 or $60, which is like it is peanuts for people like in India who are paying lakhs and lakhs of rupees for a child's education. After that, after 18 years, if your child gets into university, and if you're a resident of Canada, permanent resident of Canada, holding a PR, your child will be sponsored by the government, in the sense half of the money, it's going to be a form of loan, and half in the form of grant. So you will get the OSAP. This is called OSAP in Ontario, and children, they are encouraged to study further, which is why if you're going into higher education, then the government sponsors you. You don't have to worry about your child's payment education all your life. And what they are supposed to do, the children are supposed to pay back the government. The children owe the government the money, so you don't owe the government any money. You don't owe anybody any money. All you need to do is bring your child here. So it becomes the headache of the child to pay back the government, and in that way they are forced to get into jobs, they're forced to get into a career and work and support themselves for the rest of their lives. So they'll be leading a perfect life, because the moment they get into a job, they don't have extra money to spend. They have all the money, it's calculated in the account. Like everything is calculated. You pay off OSAP this much, you pay off your bills this much. So there's no extra money. And the moment that a boy or a girl doesn't have extra money, it's actually good for them, because then they don't have any reason, any avenue to throw off their money. Okay, so that's good for them. And that way this Canadian government is very conservative. They give you enough loan so that you start paying back. When you start earning, you start paying back, and you better start earning, because you have to pay back the government so much loan. So they take about 30,000, 40,000 loan, and they pay back the government. It's in a way keeping the country in a middle class is something I like it, because it's when people have extra money that they tend to get astray. So whatever money you have, if you just have enough money for yourself and pay off your bills, and have still money to save and do some shopping and grocery, and do some traveling, whatever your interest is, and that should be enough. You should just have enough money to do that, because the moment you have more money than you need, you're going to go astray. You're going to start spending it on things which you should not. So anyway, that's the second thing, that the government pays for your like child support. Government pays for your education, child's education. And third thing is, the health in Canada is completely free. Like I spoke about health the other time, that health, is though it is free, we have to wait in the line and everything, but the positive thing is that the health is free. Like you're going to a hospital. A few days ago, one of my friends was detected with cancer, though he succumbed to it a month back, but he for 1 year, 1.5 years, he underwent treatment, and the best high class 5-star treatment that anybody in India can afford. He was given that treatment and surgery and chemotherapy, and all that was free of cost. Everything is free of cost, and even visit to a doctor is free of cost. So I spoke about the dark part of it in my earlier video. You will see that video in reasons why immigrants are now leaving Canada. You will find that very fast on the Google search. So this is an antidote to that, so that we will get the positive and the negative part of both Canada, both parts of Canada. So, uh, obviously, medical is free, doctor visit is free. You come out, you take the medicine at a very discounted price. In the sense, if you have your office sponsoring from giving you medical, most workplaces give you medical. So if your office gives you medical, then your office is then you get your medical at a the medicines at a very discounted rate. If you are and if you don't have your office giving you medical, you can opt for some kind of a Trillium or some other drug agencies which give you free medical. Not free, medicines are bought at a very discounted rate. So you get a lot of that thing is there. Now, living in Canada, though the taxes are very high, you get a lot of benefits. You don't have jams. Um, look at the road in front of me. I don't know whether you can see the road in front of me, the highway. It's completely free of jams. Look at the way the cars are moving. Can you see it? The screen is shining so much I can't see it. The highway in front of my house, the cars are moving. It's empty, almost empty. So the cars are moving at 100 kilometers per hour speed. So that kind of roads we have beautiful trees. These trees are maintained. They just do not live like that. They are maintained. The grass is maintained. Everything is maintained. Look at the fallen leaves. You can see the leaves fallen on the ground. They are going to be blown away after a few days. So every week leaves are blown away. And trees like fern trees, the big fern trees on the roads, lined up on the roads, they are actually covered, with during the snow season. These trees are covered with a polythene like material and tied and protected from the snow. So you can imagine the kind of care the government takes about the country, each and every part of it, even the plants, the animals, the flora, fauna, the people. People are respected so much. You can see this person walking with a I don't know whether you can see that. This person walking with a walker. This walker probably had been sponsored by the government, because the moment you declare disability, you are given a lot of things by the government. This person walks every day. He has probably a disability, and this walker is probably given by the government. I don't want to video him too much so that don't get a privacy problem. So these are the things that you have to consider while coming to Canada. And what else can I think of? There's so many things we've taken for granted that I don't remember them now. Yeah, so please keep asking me questions. There are plenty of facilities like you get healthcare is free, childcare is, you get child support, and you get education is free. So these are three things that are free of cost in Canada, and you are entitled to that. And once you come here, you can start working. But yes, you cannot, let me repeat and put it in capital letters, you cannot get a job from India with your land papers. You have to come here, get your PR card within 1 month, and then you can get a job. So if anybody is promising you that, unless you have a company which has an office in Canada and they're relocating you in Canada, other than that, you usually do not get a job offer from Canada to join in the office in Canada. Very few lucky people can do it. So don't go for that. If anybody is promising you that, please, I request you never to believe that. Because in Canada, whenever you apply for the job, the first thing they ask you is, are you a resident of Canada? Sorry. If you are a resident of Canada, then only you are taken into consideration. If you are not, because outside, you are not even considered eligible for the job. it's illegal to hire anybody outside. It's legal to hire immigrants, but once you land here, then you apply for your PR card. You do not get your PR card sitting in India. You get your landing papers. You are stamped a landing on your passport. So once you come here, that is the time you can apply for a job. Spoken a lot. I think I've forgotten some points because I don't have them written down. It's not a very constructive video. It's a very layman's video because I know all of you are layman, so you will like probably listen to a layman's person. You can ask me questions in my email and I can answer it. So that can be done, or you can just send me an email and you can comment also in the below and I can answer some of them. So let me know what you think about Canada, and if you are a resident of Canada, what are the benefits you get. Let's talk about the benefits of Canada now. Before the winter strikes and we start getting depressed. So before that, let's talk about the benefits of Canada, and I hope you have I hope I've been able to make some sense and hope to hear from you.